Hey everybody, how's it going? And welcome to Daily's 2A News. Today we're going to be talking about whether or not the Biden administration and the ATF, if possibly led by Chipman, could consider nearly all ARs NFA items, how and why. Now I'm sure you're asking yourself, just like I was, how could a full-length 16-inch plus barreled standard semi-automatic centerfire rifle like the AR find itself being regulated by the NFA? Well, there's currently a case that's going on in the state of California where recently a Superior Court judge has decided to allow a lawsuit against Smith & Wesson. Smith & Wesson's firearm was used in the commission of a crime where people lost their lives. And the lawsuit claims that Smith & Wesson is responsible because they sold something that is readily convertible as a machine gun to the person who ended up using it in that crime. Now, here's the thing, okay? When it was used in the commission of the crime, it was still semi-automatic. Okay, it was not converted at that time whatsoever. When Smith & Wesson sold it, they sold it semi-automatic. It was not converted in any way whatsoever. However, the Superior Court judge and the plaintiffs are saying because of the fact that it's readily convertible to a machine gun, meaning that you could, convert it yourself at home, they're saying that that alone makes it something that should be regulated by the government. And it also puts Smith & Wesson at fault. So trust me, I understand how ridiculous this sounds. It's why I'm talking to you guys about it, but this is something that we really need to pay attention to because even though it was manufactured, sold, and used as a semi-automatic, the judge accepted the term readily convertible. Now, why did he accept that term? Because that's a term that's recently been used by the ATF to reclassify stuff. That's what they're doing. They're using words and definitions to reclassify things so that they can have more control over them. One of the things that they've been using the term readily convertible with lately is going to be your 80%, your polymer 80s and stuff like that. Where before it was just a piece of plastic, now the ATF sees that as a firearm because it's readily convertible in its current form. So when they see this stuff and they consider it readily convertible, now they're considering that to be a firearm. So the term readily convertible has now been accepted by the federal government, and again, judges are using that term in order to allow things to happen. So if you have something that's readily convertible now, and it can be changed completely from one definition to another, like a simple piece of plastic to now being considered a firearm just due to the fact that it's readily convertible, that's a very easy way it's basically low-hanging fruit for the ATF to also say that an AR is readily convertible. Now here's the thing, they're not all readily convertible. Now let me go ahead and point something out just in case you guys don't know this, but the parts that would be required to readily convert something to a machine gun are already regulated and are already illegal to own unless you have a license for it. So if you are somebody that owns one of these frames or receivers and it's got that pocket that's milled out in the back and it can accept something like that, doesn't mean that it's easily convertible. It just means that it's readily convertible because, again, those parts are so highly regulated that recently somebody made a card and that card simply had etch marks on it where somebody could take those parts and make something out of it, but it was just a card with an image drawn on it. That person has been arrested, they've been indicted, and all of the cards have been seized. So you can see that the parts that would be required to do that are already illegal without a license. Unlike, let's say, a standard frame, which I can get all the parts for whatever I want. That right there is already regulated. So again, the judge is stepping way outside of his boundary here. The NFA is just reaching out much farther than they ever should. And again, they're changing definitions to try and fit their agenda, which is to ban these things. We all know that that's what they want to do. And this is the arm, this is the bureaucracy that's going to be used to do that. But again, while you might have something that's readily but not easily convertible, you can't get the parts to do it because those parts are already regulated and illegal without a license. So I thought I would mention that, especially for that judge who obviously has no idea what's going on. So I wanted to talk to you guys about that today, just something to be aware of and something to look out for with these cases starting to go forward in California and what's going on in New York. We need to be aware of all of the side roads and the back streets that the government's going to try and use to regulate or ban these things. So I want to thank you all very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Please like, subscribe. Have a great day.